What's going on, everybody? UFC 299 just happened, and man, that was a crazy card. If you've seen my video about Benoit Saint Denis, then you know I'm probably not that happy, but we will get to that later. We're gonna go over my picks and how well I did, and just give a full card recap. So, Joanne Wood versus Marina Moroz. I went with Wood by decision. Now, I flipped a coin because I didn't really care about this fight. But it was a pretty good fight. It was good to see Joanne Wood win. Um, she retired. She got a crazy spinning back fist. I don't remember if it was in round three or round two, but that was good. It was a pretty good fight overall. Um, but yeah, Joanne Wood won by decision. So CJ Vergara versus Asu Almabayev. Almabayev won by decision. I thought he would win by submission. He did not. But the first round went exactly how I thought it would. He just got the back of Vergara and he just kept taking him down. Vergara really couldn't keep it on the feet. And Almabayev, he a little underwhelming. I thought he would get a submission, but he's alright. He's pretty good. Next fight, Robelis Despain versus Josh Parisian. Despain did exactly what he was supposed to do, but he is the goofy goober of heavyweight. I mean, he went out there. He just his stance in general, where his hands are, everything is just goofy. He threw he threw a head kick and he slipped over like he slipped on a banana peel. And he got back up and was leaning back and swinging these big hooks, and he caught Parisian with one. It was an awesome knockout. Yeah, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Honestly, I say book him a fight in the next couple weeks, man. Like, I want to see this guy fight again. The fight lasted 18 seconds. He took no damage. He's a heavyweight. I don't think he cuts weight. I want to see him fight again soon. We need to see this guy fight again soon because I'm not going to go too crazy and say he's the future of heavyweight, but I could see him beating a lot of guys, and I could see him getting into the top five one day. But we'll have to find out how his grappling is. I really hope he doesn't get fraud checked by some obese man in his next fight. I don't think he will. I think he's very good, but we shall see. So this fight, Pereira versus Oleg Jacek. I saw a lot of people going with Oleg Jacek. Pereira went out there and assassinated him. This was a murder live on TV. He threw a nasty right hand, landed on Oleg Jacek's liver, and that really hurt him. And then it backed him up. He landed two nasty knees to the body, absolutely brutal. He got the bag. He got the rear naked choke. Obviously, Oleg Jacek, tough dude. He didn't tap, so he went to sleep. Um, Honestly, I say just give Pereira a shot at the rankings. I think he is very good. I think he's improving every fight. Oleg Jacek is a tough guy. I mean, Pereira beat him so much better than even Caio Borralho. So I really want to see how good Pereira can do in the future. Um, Man, I hope he gets into the top five. He is one of my favorite middleweights. He's just an electric fighter. He's always getting these quick finishes. Awesome fighter to watch. Yeah. And as for Oleg Jacek, he's still good, man. He's still a solid fighter, but I think Pereira is just too much for him. And obviously we saw that. But tough guy, entertaining, got good power. I'm not too down on him. I think he's still pretty good. Next fights, Felipe Lins versus Ion Cutelaba. I thought Cutelaba would KO him in the first round, maybe with grounded pound. That did not happen. Felipe Lins was landing leg kicks all night long. Cutelaba didn't really do anything. This fight was kind of boring, a little bit of a letdown. You know, Felipe Lins didn't impress me, and Cutelaba really didn't impress me. He looked shit in this fight. And I really don't care who either of them fight next. I don't think Lins will ever get in the rankings. I don't think Kutalaba will again. I had faith I don't anymore. Kutalaba really fucked that one up. But next fights. Kyler Phillips versus Pedro Munoz. I thought Munoz would win a decision. I thought he'd mix in the grappling. I thought he'd be landing leg kicks. I thought he'd be landing good punches. But Kyler Phillips fucking battered him in the first round. He was landing knees. He was throwing right hands into spinning kicks. He was throwing left hooks. He was throwing crazy spinning shit. The combos he's able to piece together are absolutely nuts. It was a amazing performance by Kyler Phillips. Munoz and his little T-Rex arms really couldn't get anything off. He couldn't land clean shots. Grappling, he didn't really try, and when he did try, it didn't work. He wasn't able to land his leg kicks, and we know that's what he's really good at. Um, yeah, Kyler Phillips looked good in this fight, man. Um, I'm excited to see him fight next. Tomorrow I will make a fights to make video. I have to do some research. But yeah, I can't wait to see who this guy fight next. I say give him a top 10 opponent. Um, I'd like to see him versus Jonathan Martinez, but I think Martinez deserves a jump up. So maybe we won't do that. But next fights, Mateus Gamrot versus RDA. Gamrot is just ruining lightweight, man. He robs Turner, who's a fun fighter. He uses his mind powers to explode Fiziv's knee. Fiziv is a really fun fighter, and he wrestle fucks RDA all night long. So boring. He got caught with a knee and a right hand, I think, in the first round. He got dropped and he got hurt. That was the most damage done in the whole fight. RDA looked like shit. Gamrot didn't really look that good. Just shitty fight. I don't like Gamrot. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. He's not a fighter that I really like. Um, hey, he won. He did what he needed to do to win. It was a dog shit fight. Yeah. Next fight. Caitlin Chukagian versus Macy Barber. I went with Barber by decision. That is what happened. She was clinching up against the fence a lot. She would land good punches. She looked alright in this fight. She didn't look as good as I thought she would look. I thought she would get the fight. I thought she'd do way better. Caitlin Chukagian didn't look good either. This was a little bit of a stinker, a little bit of a stinky fight. But Barber is pretty good. She beat a good opponent. Yeah, she's got pretty good boxing. She's strong. It seems like she's got good takedowns. She's good in the clinch. A lot of times she would reverse Chukagian, but not too much to talk about with this fight, so we will move on to the next one. Curtis Blades versus Jailton Almeida. In the first round, every time Curtis Blades got taken out or taken down, a part of my soul left my body. And Jailton Almeida completely ragdolled him in the first round. He looked really good, but he shot a takedown in the second. And his head went down because Curtis was like over the top of him, and Curtis was landing nasty hammer fists, and Almeida went out. I am so happy that Curtis got rid of the Roid monster. Curtis versus Aspinall too, I think. I think they should do that. Or maybe Curtis versus Gane. We'll see. Curtis, he got dominated in the first round, but he came back strong in the second, and he got rid of his fucking roided up beast, Almeida. And I think Almeida will make a comeback. I think it was a pretty silly mistake that he made. I think if there was a rematch, I think he would have a pretty good chance of winning. But what matters is that Curtis won tonight, and we don't have to see Almeida fight up in the rankings for a little bit and ruin everything. So I'm excited about that. But we will move on to the next fight. Petr Yan versus Song Yadong. I went with Song by decision, and Yan won. I haven't really seen anybody saying it was a robbery for good reason, because Yan won the second and third very clearly. He looked great in the third round. I think at the end of the third, not at the end, midway in the third round, Song shot a takedown, and it went up against the fence, and Jan reversed him, and that's how the fight ended. It was pretty even in the third round, but I would say Jan was landing the better shots before everything happened on the ground. Jan looked great in the second round. He was landing good counters. He was landing good jabs, but Song looked very good in the first round. He stumbled Jan a couple times throughout the fight. I'm not down on Song Yudong yet. I do think he'll make a comeback. I think he's young, just some adjustments to his fighting style, and I do think he'll get back in the rankings. I think he'll be top 5 one day, maybe even top 3. I could see him fighting for a belt. Song did look good. Jan was the better fighter tonight, though, man, and I'm extremely happy to see him back in the win column. One thing that I thought about this fight before it happened was that not Jan, Song would have success with the body shots because I thought um, he would be able to walk Piotr down because Piotr wouldn't be confident. He was on a pretty bad loss streak before this, and I thought Song would be able to walk him down. I thought he'd have success with the body shots. I know Piotr Jan is very good at catching and countering. Um, Song didn't really land any body shots in this fight. He was one thing he was doing very well was faking the takedown, and Jan reacted so hard every time he did that. That was good from Song. Overall, they both looked good. Jan looked better. He was the better fighter tonight. I think he's the better fighter overall. And I want to see him versus Cheeto next. That's what I want to see. So we will move on to the next fight. Gilbert Burns versus JDM. So first round, JDM was landing good jabs. He was piecing Gilbert up. Gilbert was landing some good shots too. And at the end of the round, Gilbert gets a takedown and takes the back of JDM. I give the first round to JDM. I don't think Gilbert did enough in the first round to really win it back at the end. Second round, Gilbert lands a really good elbow and a really good overhand. I think he cut JDM or maybe gave him a bruise under his eye. And yet again, he gets the back at the end of the round. And third round, JDM piecing him up, doing well on the feet, but he gets taken down again. And in the last minute, I don't really know how to describe the grappling sequence, but it was nuts. Like, he rolled over and he got back up, and he anticipated Gilbert's shot, and he threw a vicious knee. The second that knee landed, Gilbert was kind of out of it. He went like all jelly-legged and stuff, and then JDM followed it up with some nasty ground and pound. It was a late stoppage. Gilbert didn't get up. He wasn't even up for the decision. That was a late stoppage. I think the referee did a pretty shit job. But yeah, that was nuts. The fight to make next, JDM versus Shavkat. I really want to see that fight. I think JDM can beat him, man. I really do think he could. But there were some holes in his game against Gilbert. He did get taken down. We'll see, man. We'll see. JDM, he looked good. He looked great on the feet. As always, his boxing is amazing. It's so fluid, just the way he throws shots, and he doesn't load up on anything. He just waits until he finds the right shot, and that is what you need to do to be a good finisher. His boxing is so fluid. He switches stances so well. Everything about his stand-up is just very fluid. His takedown defense is good. It's only going to get better. His ground game is only going to get better. Training with Craig Jones. I'm very high on JDM. I'm happy he got the win. I feel bad for Gilbert. It was sad seeing him go out like that, but yeah, I'm happy JDM won. But next fight, Michael Page versus Kevin Holland. I thought Kevin Holland was going to win a decision. I thought he'd out-grapple Michael Page. I thought he would be landing good kicks, good punches. But Michael Page beat the shit out of him. Every time Holland would try and close the distance, Michael Page would counter with like a snappy right hand. You'd trip him. He was emoting on him in the fight, doing some fucking Fortnite dances. he was just having his way with Holland. Holland did have a little bit of success in the grappling, but overall he barely had any success in this fight. Michael Page beat the shit out of him. He was doing his thing all night long. Extremely impressive performance. I really didn't expect him to just come to the UFC and beat Kevin Holland like that, but it seems like Kevin Holland is just morphing into the next Neil Magny. It's kind of sad because I think he has a lot of potential, but now I know for sure he's never going to become a UFC champion. I just feel like he kind of wilts in a fight if he's getting beat, and yeah, Kevin Holland let me down, but Michael Page, he looked phenomenal. Got to make him versus Wonder Boy. I think he sleeps Wonder Boy with that right hand that he was landing on Holland because Holland has a hell of a chin. Um, yeah, Michael Page looked great, amazing. Kind of happy he won, because if Kevin Holland won that in the end, that would have been kind of lame. But next fight, Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. Fucking hell, man. Saint Denis let me down. I'm not even gonna bring up the staph infection or antibiotics because those are excuses. I don't like excuses. If it was really that bad, he shouldn't have taken the fight. He looked amazing in the first round. He was treating Dustin Poirier like a little boy. He almost subbed him. He almost subbed him in the second round too, but then when he got up, he gassed out. He's so open on the feet. And he got chinned, man. I didn't think he'd get chinned. I thought he'd be able to eat everything Poirier threw at him. First round went exactly how I thought it would. He walked Poirier down. He didn't overthrow that much. He didn't get hit very much in the first round. He took Poirier down. He was landing nasty knees and elbows in the clinch like I thought he would. But yeah, Benoit let me down, man. But he still looked great. I have faith he's going to come back and be a title contender one day. He's young. He's only been training MMA for a couple years. Tighten up that striking defense and striking in general. Be more patient and don't fight with staph infection next time. You know, I could see him beating Poirier in a rematch if he's fully healthy. But Poirier, I don't even want to say he looked good tonight because he did get dominated for a lot of the fight. He even said it himself. He said Benoit was beating him up, but he was the better fighter. He found the shot. Beautiful knockout. It is good to see Dustin Poirier win, but I'm just disappointed. I wanted to see somebody new at lightweight. No offense, Dustin Poirier, but we've seen you fight for the title, man. I don't think it's that interesting anymore. It's just been the same guys at the top of lightweight for years. I wanted some new blood, but you know, Benoit, he still looked good. People are gonna shit on him. People are gonna shit on me for picking him. I don't give a fuck. He looked great in that fight until he didn't. But I think a couple adjustments in his game, he can still be a top contender. He's a fucking beast, and I hope he's healthy for his next fight. Poirier, great KO. Who he fights next, I don't really fucking know. He could fight the loser of Oliveira and Sarukian. He could fight the loser of Max and Gaethje. I see people saying Dustin versus Islam in June. Fuck that. He does not deserve a title shot. He got put out cold in his last fight. Sure, he won this fight. He beat the number 12 ranked guy that does not warrant a title shot. So fuck that. One more big win, sure, give him a title shot. I want to see DP become a champion one day. I do like him, but I am a little disappointed. I wanted to see some new blood, but it is what it is. DP, you did your thing, man. I'm happy for you. Main event. The fuck was Cheeto doing? I mean, fourth round, he looked good. He still lost. Fifth round, I mean, at some point, guys, you got to think. You know, I'm down 4 fucking rounds. I'm in a title fight. This is the most important fight of my life. It could be my only chance. I have to let everything go. I have to just throw punches. I gotta hope I can knock him out. Cheeto didn't do that. O'Malley was just landing so many punches and kicks on him. He landed a knee in I think it was the third round. It sounded like a metal bat hitting a wall. It was brutal. Cheeto has an amazing chin. But you can't win a fight with just your chin, Cheeto. You gotta, He was trying to fight on the outside with O'Malley. You can't do that. O'Malley beats everybody in a striking match. He didn't mix in any grappling, Cheeto. Um, it was just disappointing to see Cheeto fight like that. I really wish he went for it. I mean, he is my favorite bantamweight. I really wanted him to win. He's an awesome guy, but he didn't let his hands go enough, man. I think at a certain point you just gotta let your fucking hands fly. But, that's easy for me to say. I'm not in there fighting the biggest fight of my life. It's easy for me to say that. Who knows how Cheeto was feeling? But, um, he, Cheeto, the big thing about why he lost is when you're throwing punches at him, everybody says, oh, his defense is great. Which it is. He also does rely on his chin to take a lot of punches. If it was anybody else fighting O'Malley that night, getting hit by those same shots, they're going out. But when you're throwing at Cheeto, he's just shelling up. He doesn't counter. And he just waits and waits and waits till he finds that one shot. And I don't think that is the way you fight O'Malley. But, you know, this was a great card. The main event was good. It was just disappointing for Cheeto. O'Malley put on a masterclass. He was landing whatever he wanted to. He did get hurt in the last round. He got hurt in the fourth round. Um, he wants to fight Topuria next. I say fuck it. Let him fight Topuria. If he loses, he'll go back down and fight Merab. I don't know why people are getting their panties in a wad about it. I want to see that fight, mainly because I think Topuria flattens him. I think he puts him out cold. But great card. Benoit Saint Denis, you let me down, brother. But you'll come back strong. I believe. I believe. Cheeto, you let me down. Fight Yan next. I don't think Cheeto would beat Yan, but I really hope he does. I'm rooting for him. It was just sad to see him kind of throw that away. But fantastic card overall. Let me know what you guys thought. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all later.